Good evening. Welcome to the Sulk stream. Sorry we're running a little bit late. It doesn't really matter though, because no one's watching the show anyway. Tonight we're talking about the declining birth rate and how women don't want to be moms anymore. So that's going to be fun, and we're going to see a bunch of shit that is probably going to make me scream, and it's going to make me say a bunch of shit. It's Friday. It's my Friday. So we're going to do my Friday. If you want to send in videos because I'm rambling, then please be my guest. Just do what you want. We got the wheel up. If you want to do the wheel, we'll do the wheel. Yeah, we're going to get going. Let's do it. There it is. It's called The Government Really Just Said Nobody Wants to Be a Mother Anymore. Enjoy.
I'm never having kids. All my Gen Z friends agree we won't be parents in a world like this.
Hi, I'm the girl with the list, and this is your sign to get off that fence and take your birth control. Because the grass is not greener on her side of the fence.
Okay, here's my hot take, so don't come
I have not said boomers yet.
at me. But for the most part, motherhood is deeply...
Freeside says 9. Okay. All right. Freeside, $5 says 9. Let's do it. Let's see what he's... Because he's got something in the barrel. I know he has something in the barrel. He wants me to say something. It better not be 9. I fucking swear to God. It better not be 9, dude. I don't need that shit. It's 15. Okay, thank God. All right. I need a breather. Just before we get going, I need a breather. Just let me sit down and like get my shit together, all right? I need to get in the headspace. You may not know this about me, but I'm not always so social and lovely and charming. Did you know that about me? I'm not commonly the sparkle of everyone's day. Did you realize that? I'm not the sprinkle on the cupcake. 90% of the time, it takes work to do this. It's hard.
the other side of the sign.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children.
Gen Z is not trying to have kids, but the government is shaking.
It's not about trying to have kids. You used to just have kids accidentally, and alcohol was heavily a part of that. Don't get me wrong, alcohol is the reason for most kids. Most, but Gen Z doesn't have the money to drink. And you would think alcohol would be cheap because you can make it at home, right? But everything's illegal nowadays, and alcohol is no longer cheap. Everything's expensive. Everybody's a slave. So what do? They sit at their house, they smoke weed, and they show up in my fucking chat. They show up, free side, that could have been a beer. That could have been a beer that made you a father today. I don't know if you're dad. You might be a dad. That might have been the beer that led you to a terrible decision where you're whacking golf balls off the top of a water tower. Yes, I speak from personal experience, but Gen Z's not going to have a lot of these experiences. What are you, that VR porn? Is that good?
In their boots because we don't want children.
The U.S. government is panicking because the birth rate is falling, which means that GDP could be falling, which means that
Carrie.
billionaires could make less
Carrie, where you been? I missed you. Where you been, Carrie?
money.
The birth rate is very low. Unless that changes, civilization will disappear.
3/4 of countries won't have high enough fertility rates to keep their population size growing over time.
And now you no longer have children. You no longer have a replacement generation at all.
The White House is floating ideas for how to change.
Well, because it kind of sucks. And kids are expensive. Don't get me wrong. I have 2. Kids are expensive. They are pretty pricey. But that's because you want to spend money on them. It's not like you have to. It's not really required for you to do that. I mean, I guess if you want to put them in childcare, but you can really skimp on that. You can put them in front of a Somali daycare. Not inside, because I don't trust Somalians. Neither should you. But the government's not going to know either way. So why not just put them out front, give them some dice, and be like, here, make yourself some money, right? Throwing bones in the alley. Living like a real man, right? Coming up.
Includes a $5,000 so-called baby bonus.
See, but the thing is...
Freeside says, porn is destroying our culture. Well, I mean, it's essentially becoming the culture now, isn't it? I completely agree with you, and it should be outlawed. But it is, I mean, it should at least be less encouraged than it is. Less accepted, right? What happened to shame? Can we bring back shame? I've been so ashamed of so many people in my life, but you can't do that. You can't be like, oh, no, it's your spread your wings and fly, No, I don't like that. No, boo to that. Stop that. Conform and do what you're supposed to do. I don't give a shit if you're like quirky. In fact, I hate it. I really do. I hate quirkiness. I hate that. Oh, you're different. Congratulations. Fuck off.
Motherhood is a scam.
Birth rates have been slowly declining for decades now, but Gen Z is sealing the deal as nearly 30% say that they don't have and don't want children. And honestly, who can blame them? Because modern motherhood looks like nothing more than a high-stress, underpaid job with no benefits other than fulfill.
It's not a job. It's not a job. A job has requirements, okay? And being a mom just kind of happens, right? And you can kind of do with that what you will. There's a lot of terrible mothers out there. I've seen them. You ever watch My 600-Pound Life where she's got that, she's like a big fat tub of lard and she's sitting there making a little mulatto kid do the laundry. Of course he's mulatto. What other seed is she going to get? All right? She is on discount. And that poor little mulatto kid just out there doing laundry and stuff like that and working his little ass off. And is that why you wanted a slave? And this is the only way you could do it legally? Is that what's going on? No, that's not what's going on.
Fulfilling a milestone that
but they do just sit there.
Society says we need to accomplish. But now politicians around the world are
Christian says, I've got a surplus of shame if anybody needs some. He does. I believe you.
panicking because no babies means no future workers and economic chaos. So in a desperate attempt to try...
It's not about economics. Economics is a made-up bullshit system. Economics doesn't exist. Look, the boomers definitely want more kids because they've been made promises by the U.S. government that they're not going to have to work the rest of their lives. And we're paying for that at a rate of like $1.5 trillion a year. It is a hefty, hefty sum. Somebody's got to pay that. Somebody's got to pay that. Well, you should have, boomers. You should have paid that. You can't just assume. You can't just vote, be like, yeah, we're going to have everybody pay for our retirement and like live the good life on top of that. That's literally having your cake and eating it too. You ate your cake, boomers. The cake is gone. You no longer have it. It's gone. You ate it all up. And now you're asking for other people's cake. And you're all like, there's no kids around to feed us cake. Look how fat you are. Look how fat you are. And your gigantic houses. And your boats that you never use. And your fucking Gen Z sugar babies, I guess. I'm sure it happens. I guarantee you it does. And your Nigerian scammers.
Trying to kickstart another baby boom, we're being offered genius ideas like a $5,000 baby bonus and a national...
That won't get you out of the fucking hospital, by the way. $5,000 will not get you out of the hospital. That is not even... $5,000? I think I spent $9,000 for my first kid. To get out of the hospital, nothing was wrong. $9,000. That was with insurance, by the way. To get out of the hospital. $5,000 is not going to do shit.
Medal of Motherhood awarded to women who have 6 kids or more. But is a government-funded push present really...
That's not this country. That's like Hungary or something.
All it would take to get Gen Z back on the baby train? And if having children is supposedly crucial to the survival of a nation, then why have women been continuously left behind and forgotten up until this point? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, why Gen Z is walking away from parenthood, and who is to blame for our looming population collapse. It feels like just in the past few years, people have come to realize that there's a problem with the rate of reproduction and are frantically trying to fix it. Contrary to the narrative that many of us...
Nice hair. I'm going to say this unironically. Like your hair. Good job on the hair. The Harry Potter glasses, you got to get rid of them. Maybe put on a little makeup. Be less of a cunt. You're going to do fine.
Grew up with, that the world was on track for overpopulation and resource...
Look, I know she's probably not a cunt. I'm sure she's a perfectly sweet person. Kind of. But, like, she kind of seems insufferable. She seems a little bit insufferable. Nice hair, though.
Depletion. Things have completely flipped. Suddenly...
Freeside says the hair is nice, yeah.
Overpopulation isn't the crisis. Underpopulation is.
The hair looks good, bitch. The hair looks good. You just take out the nose ring, and then, I don't know. There's other issues, you know. Just make yourself look better. I know you want to be respected for your ideas, but God didn't make you like that. He made you into a woman, all right? Accept that. Accept these things. Your ideas mean nothing, and they're honestly silly. You don't see that because you're not a man.
One of my first half attempts at a video essay back in 2020 about the problem of overpopulation. And
yeah, there's going to be a healthy dose of sexism in this. A very healthy dose.
That's when I learned that we don't actually have an overpopulation problem. Feel free to go back and check that one out.
Because I don't know who would be most responsible for a population collapse. Who in society would be most responsible for a population collapse? Besides the people that can actually give birth to babies. It's women again, you guys. It's women destroying society yet again. Who's shocked? Show of hands. Who's shocked? Nobody. Nobody's shocked. Nobody. Thank you again. Where's your fucking kids, lady? Where's your kids? Is it just a carousel of penises in your life? I doubt that. She doesn't seem like the kind of person, but it doesn't really matter. You're not doing your job. You're sitting here in front of a fucking camera giving a lecture about socioeconomics? Politics? Stop that. Stop doing what you're doing. And this is an excellent freeze frame. This is you after a night with 6 dudes, right? It's glued shut.
It's funny to see how much my essays have changed. But countries began to shift their thinking from overpopulation concerns to low birth rate anxieties, primarily in the 2010s, with Japan's shrinking elderly population being one of the early signs.
It is. We went to Italy during the summer, and we had a bunch of kids with us, right? We had my kids, and then my brothers and my sister's kids. They each have 4, so there's a lot of kids. And people looked at us, just like stared at us, right? Goated. And everyone said something, and we noticed walking around that there were no children in Italy. There was no kids in Italy. It was very strange. Because they don't have kids. They just have elderly people there.
Since then, many countries have scrambled to revive their population growth, including China abolishing its one-child policy in 2016, which was originally in place for 35 years to minimize the overpopulation concerns. But even when the law was abolished, they found themselves SOL because women still weren't having children. Among the estimated more than 11 million couples who were eligible to have a second child under the new rule, only 1.69 million had applied as of August 2015.
Applied? What, applied to have a kid? There's like a license you need to get? Is that really that applied? I'm not going to apply. I'm not applying. It's China, though, so you have to do shit like that, I guess. You got to apply. Or they're going to come and they're going to slaughter your kid, I assume. It's good luck. Or bad luck if you don't slaughter it.
Accounting for 15.4% of such couples. And since then, declining birth rates have gained global attention, specifically in the 2020s, as trends became too impossible to ignore.
This map should be a wake-up call. The people in the orangish countries aren't replacing themselves. They have sub-replacement birth rates. You probably already saw it on the map, but there is only one region in the globe that will have net population growth. 6 countries are going to be responsible for over half of all global population growth.
Africa. Africans. And Africans don't know how to do things. They're constantly starving. And like, if there's no people to replace Europeans or Asians or stuff like that, who's going to feed the Africans? Who's going to feed the Africans' exploding population? There should be maybe 5 million Africans. Now there's like 1 billion of them, maybe 2 billion. I'm not exactly sure. They reproduce fast, but they also die pretty quick. A lot of them don't make it to the teenage years. So what's going to happen when UNICEF stops dropping rice bombs on them? What is going to happen? It's going to be pretty sad. It's going to be a pretty sad looking scene. The pictures that are going to come out of there are going to be pretty awful. I'm going to look at them. But it is going to be a type of famine that you had never seen, the world has never seen before. And I don't know. There's nothing I'm going to do about it, obviously. I'm not going to send them food. No fucking way. Absolutely not.
By the end of the century, 5 of those are in Africa. It's hard to exactly.
Christian says churches are atheist cuck factories now. Oh, dude, don't even get me started on that. That deserves its own episode. How, with like the LGBT churches and like how the pastors, like some DYKE, and, everyone's like, love is love. No, that's not a church of God. It might be a church of Satan. I don't know. But like, that's not how you don't. Nah, man. Nah, that's a totally different episode. I can't start with that.
Exaggerate just how much that's going to scramble the geopolitical landscape by the end of the century.
And the reason
if somebody finds something good on that, send it to me. And I'll do an episode on that.
This is a problem, so they say, is because we need to maintain population.
Christian says he's got videos for that episode. Send it on over.
Replacement levels to sustain economies, because we need to replace jobs. We need to pay for retirees.
White people jobs. Like tech engineers. Well, Asians can definitely take care of a lot of those jobs. But like mainly white people jobs. Engineers and architects. And like, black people can be entertaining. But like, not always. And that's a very small field anyway, right? I'm just saying, like, city planners, other things that we need to make society run. If we could get that from Africa, they would have it over there. They would have societies that run over there. And we show movies like Wakanda, but Wakanda is not a real place. But there's black people in America who swear to God that Wakanda is a real place. Today is a real place. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to meld those societies together? It's not going to work.
We need whatever else the economists say we need. So what is going on with women, and why don't they want...
I agree. What is going on with women? What the fuck is the deal? What is the deal with women? Why do you do the things that you do? Constantly. Over and over again. Throughout history, not even in this current zeitgeist, right? Throughout history, why are you constantly doing things that make us backtrack and be like, you know what? Giving them rights was a mistake, and we know why. It takes a couple of generations, right? It takes like a generation. Okay, we give them the right to vote. What can happen, right? A couple of generations later, we're all like, fucking A. We cannot continue to do this, all right? This is retarded politician after retarded policy over and over and over. And we're constantly being outvoted by these people who have no real idea of what reality is. They see movies. and they emulate those movies and they pretend they are those. You're not Eat, Pray, Love. You're just a travel whore, right? You go to different countries and bang randos. That's not Eat, Pray, Love. You're not Eat, Pray, Loving. Just wait for the next popular movie like that to come out, dude. And then every chick is going to end up doing bullshit like that. It has to be a psyop. It has to be on purpose. You know, and I know that's on purpose. We all know that's on purpose, right? We all know this is engineered, right? We can make women act however we want. We just make a popular movie. And what if that popular movie's not good? It doesn't matter. They're fucking women. We'll tell them it's good and they'll eat it up. It's that fucking easy. Over and over again. It's just like programming a computer. It's a little bit different, but it's not even as complicated. Programming a computer is more complicated than getting women to do what you want en masse. In particular, like on a woman-to-woman basis, that's a little tough. But en masse, you can program the entire herd to do exactly what you want as long as you have the means to do so.
Kids. For a lot of them, the modern ideal life just doesn't include children, and that mindset shift has been building for a long time. Ever since the women's revolution in the 70s, when women fought for autonomy beyond motherhood, it opened up the door of imagining life outside of having kids. As said here, they want to cut the apron strings that confine mothers to unpaid domestic service.
Arden Shara says, yes, the big, deep, elite secrets. We are all programmable and waiting to be told what to do, not just women. No. It is women. It is women. The majority of women, right? Well, women. But here's the problem. There is a subset of extremely weak males. And they're encouraging this by dropping the testosterone rate all across the West, right? They're actually effectively weakening males. And a male's drive is to get laid, right? And some males are very stupid too, right? Don't get me wrong. Not all men are smarter than women. A lot of males are very fucking stupid. And they will simp as a mating strategy. They'll be like, well, I'm going to just agree with these women because maybe that'll get my pee-pee touched. It won't, sir. It won't. And if it does, it's going to be by some fat whore in some dark room with one of those weird hippie blankets on the wall. You've seen the meme. You've seen the meme. It's not going to lead to a happy life in the end. I'm just saying that, right? And so this subsect of men, this simping subsect of men, unfortunately is growing. And it's a problem. It's problematic. And these men tend to be violent as well. Like lash out in violence. Shoot Charlie Kirk type of violence. Right? Because sexual frustration is a killer. It is a soul killer. If you don't get laid for years and years and years, and you're bending over backwards, trying to, and just continually being in the friend zone or being an ally or something like that, you're like, whatever, fuck it, I'm going to drive a truck into a parade or whatever. I don't give a shit as long as somebody touches my cock. These are the dangerous men. These are the ones that need to be, I don't know, put away, put somewhere, helped in some manner. That is the problem. That is a problem. Women are going to be women throughout history. They're not going to change. They're not going to all of a sudden evolve into a shiny Pokemon, right? We're going to have to deal with this problem in perpetuity. But the men that simp and like kowtow to demands and like pay for things even though they're not getting laid and like think women are equal to men, which they are not. Let's be goddamn fucking realistic about this. They are not. They have their role in society, but equal is a loaded term. It's the men. It's the men that simp and simp and simp. These are the problem. These are the problem. We need to round them up, put them on a boxcar at gunpoint, and ship them off to I don't give a fuck Stan. That's what we need to do.
Servitude at home. And since then, birth rates started their slow decline. In 2022, for the 7th year in a row, the birth rate among U.S. women in their early 30s was higher than the rate among those in their late 20s. Perhaps even more notably, the number of babies born to women 40 and older, while still low overall, rose considerably from 2021 to 2022, up 6% among women ages 40 to 44.
I'm not saying it's wrong to have a kid when you're over 40 or something like that, but I would think a lot of the majority, maybe not the majority, but a large portion of these women are like donor sperm or donor egg or both. And so they have a child without a husband in the picture or a significant other, whatever you want. A husband is what you want to have. And so they'll give birth and then rear a child with no genetic lineage to themselves. As a single mom, as a busy, successful, living in the city in her fucking high-rise apartment mom, because it's like a Gucci bag, right? It's a sign of status. Look at my baby. It doesn't look like me, but it's a baby. And don't get me started with the people who adopt people from like African villages either. Those celebrities are psychopaths. We really need to overhaul that entire city too.
And 12% among those older than 45. And by the time we hit
Jeffrey says, if America never let women vote, we would be colonizing Mars right now. I mean, that could be hyperbole, or it could be completely accurate. I don't know. I don't live on that timeline. Unfortunately, I don't live in that timeline. No, I live in this one. And maybe in that timeline, I was never born. Which would be fine too. If it made all of humanity that much happier and that much more advanced to where we didn't have the issues and the problems that we did today, that I would not be born, I'd be okay with that. But I was born, and I'm here in this timeline with you guys, with you dickheads. And I figure there must be a reason. There must be a reason I have to sit here and fucking just like be angry. Be angry. Is that my job? Is that my role here, to be angry? I wasn't born in the other timeline, right? I didn't do the man in the high castle thing where the Japanese invaded California and everyone's a lot happier now. I didn't do that timeline. I'm in this timeline. There must be a reason for it. There must be a reason. Maybe I'm here just to yell into a microphone. I don't know. I'm rambling. Despite you have a video to send me because I'm rambling.
2023, the U.S. recorded its lowest birth rate in 40 years. And there are multiple reasons for this. Not that women ever need to give a reason as to why they don't want to have children, but it's still helpful for us to know why. So many women say that it's because they want to prioritize their...
Can we try not letting them vote? I don't know. You ever try to stuff a genie back in a bottle? It's going to be a little hard. But on the same note, it's not really going to be all that hard. We just all at the same time need to be like, no. You're not going to work. You're not going to go fucking vote. You're not going to go be a slut out. No. We're going way back. All right. I don't think that's going to happen all at once. It's going to take a generation or two. We're kind of fucking boned. Thank you, people back in 1913, something like that, for fucking boning us. Absolutely screwing up. And it wasn't even that. It was the Federal Reserve then, too. I bet those things were connected. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Careers, they value personal freedom, they worry about bringing children into an unstable world. Or
if we all said no, what would they do about it? They're women. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The issue is not just, it's the simp men, right? Because women will complain no matter what. No matter what you give them, they're going to complain. No matter what you take away from them, they're going to complain. They're just not ever going to be happy, and it's not our job to make them happy. Okay? It's not our job. That's never going to happen. But as I was talking about the subsect of men that simp for these women, they'll go to war to preserve the rights of women. They will die in a fiery, suicide bombing so they get seen as somebody important by women. Like the bottom of the barrel men that no way any of these women would dare lay a hand on. Those are the issues. That's the issue. A lot of masculine men with wives, men with families, men actually doing something in society, they would be like, yeah, okay, we're going to stop letting you do that, right? You're going to take the keys away from the drunk, and it would be no problem. But then there's all these other people. All these other people. That will be an issue. Despite, he sent a video. He sent a video. Cheer up, it's Friday and you don't have to go to work tomorrow. And he's got a thing for me.
Son!
Okay. Who says I'm not cheery? Who says I'm not cheery? Have I ever not been cheery? I don't believe I have.
You haven't said grace yet.
Sorry, Dad.
Spit it out. All right.
It's not properly blessed.
Eyes closed. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this bountiful meal. Thank you for creating my gorgeous, shapely wife. Oh, protect every inch of her, God. And also protect my car. Please protect my upper middle class lifestyle. And please, most of all, God, protect those CEOs right now. Protect them, Lord. Protect their money. Also, please, Lord, help the police. Arm them with your righteousness. Also with as much military-grade weaponry they can handle. And please, oh Lord, forgive us of our sins. Forgive me, God, for what I do every night and every morning. There's no need to say it out loud. That's just between you and me.
Dad?
And the rest of this table. Okay, here it goes.
Dad!
Son, I'm literally on the horn with the Lord, so please.
But Dad,
enough!
There's a...
Don't interrupt. And those eyes better be closed, boy. I wouldn't dare open my own to check, but by God's green earth, those peepers better be shut tight. Dear Lord, I am so sorry. That is our son, and we love him, but frankly, he's a little dense. It's kind of our fault, God. We took him to the zoo one too many times when he was little.
What's wrong with the zoo?
Mistakes I've made, but
I take my kids to the zoo a lot. What's wrong with the zoo?
I hope you can forgive me, God. Oh, forgive me, God, and heal me for my rabid excursions into the depths.
I know they're trying to be funny, but I agree with his prayer. Yeah, I don't like. Okay, the CEOs.
Preserve me, God. Grant me the hydration, the electrolytes, Lord.
Dad!
Great.
There's a guy. I think it's Jesus.
Yes, son. Jesus is here. He's always with us, so.
Yeah, but he's right here. I mean, he's literally right there.
I know, son. I just said that. So please, shut up. Thank you. And please, God, don't take Peepaw away from us. Don't gently whisk him away to that sweet hereafter where he gets new body, new bones, new working penis, and everlasting life, Lord. Keep him here, trapped in freezing
What is going on?
So we don't have to be sad. Oh, Lord. Oh, misty eye of the mountain
Those
below.
look some dry-ass potatoes. If you serve those to me, I'd be like, get this shit out of here. You don't want to put like a milk. Just put a cup of milk in there. Jeez.
Keep careful watch on my brother's soul. And should the sky
Oh, no, not the pie.
higher than smoke.
Here's the thing about prayer. We pray before dinner, and it's fine. Yeah. Keep it short. Like, wrap that shit up. Keep it short. Please please, for the love of God, keep it short. I go to like family get-togethers and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and there's fucking pulls out the fucking, there's pages. Really, I understand you want to be thankful and stuff like that, but you don't have to be that thankful. All right, we get the gist. Just wrap that up. Everybody's here is hungry. This is not your time to shine. It's not your time. Like, oh, look at me. Look how devout I am. Look how holy I am. I'm holier than thou. Look at how beautiful my prayer is. Shut up. Shut up. If you want to go do that, go to the local theater and like try out, audition for a part. This is not that. Okay? Rattle it off. A sentence, 2 sentences. Please, for the love of God. Because if you don't, I'm going to start doing my own prayer. And I'm going to ask God to smite you. I'm going to ask God to take you away from us in a very painful heart attack.
He's watching over Durin's.
Dad! Son! Dad! Son!
Is he right in front of you, son?
Yes!
Okay. Now!
No! Grab him! Hold him down! Son, come on!
Right there!
Quick! Get his power! Honey, get his power! Hurry!
I got him!
Almost got it!
This took a turn on me.
Do something!
Jesus is not a leprechaun. You can't catch him.
He's getting away! What are you doing? Go get him! Grab him!
Yeah, you can't catch Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good work. Great job. Maybe
Tried
next
your best.
year we do plastic knives. Oh, God damn it, Peepaw. He's already gone. Oh, wait. I think his hand clenched up. He might have died. Oh, yeah. You died in the fight.
Hey, thanks.
And?
Thank you, Despite. Thank you for sharing that with the class.
You feel financially.
Now back to my yelling. I forgot what I was yelling at. Maybe you did legitimately cheer me up. Maybe you did that.
Limited, but as of recent, women were surveyed, and it was found that the top reason that they don't want children, in true stick it to the man fashion, was simply because they don't want them.
I mean, what if I
Hey, Zax.
want to live the way you live? Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
In July 2024, a Pew Research Center survey.
It doesn't matter if you want it. It doesn't matter if you look. No one wants to like grow old and like stop partying and stuff like. No one really wants to do that. No one wants to like give themselves a bunch of responsibilities. That doesn't fucking matter. It's your job. That's your job as a human being. You got here, you evolved from like a fucking fish that flopped onto the beach one day. And then like 10 million generations later, you're here. And now you're like, oh, no, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Well, too bad, you selfish asshole. You have to do it anyway. You have to do it anyway. Because your time has passed. You can't just fucking party for the rest of forever. You can't just... This is such a boomer way of thinking, right? You can't just be like, it's good for me now. I'm just going to use everything up and then die with it. You know, I'm going to die. I'm going to use everything. I'm going to squander every bit of potential out of this world because it was all meant for me. Everything around here was meant for all this shit. This is all mine. Thousands of years of technology, human progress, wars, famine, starvation, generation after generation. All of that was so I could be here and enjoy this bell. Yeah, it's a nice bell. Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck you. You lazy, entitled son of a bitch. Why do you think history has to stop with you? Why do you think you're the main character? Because that's what that is. That's main character syndrome. Well, nothing's going to happen after I'm here, and I'm going to see to it that that's true. That's exactly what that is. Look, shit's going to happen after you. But you being like, I'm not going to have kids to make sure there's no future because this was all for me. This was all for me. This fucking thing right here, the fucking beating spoon, this candy that I dropped, it's all for me. It's all for me. It's mine. No, it's not. No, it's not. Nobody thought of you when they were inventing this. Nobody thought of you. Nobody gives a shit who you are. Okay? You do your part, you pass the torch. You do your part, you pass the torch. Okay? That's it. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't be like, oh, it seems hard. It is. It will be. But it's not for you. This is not for you. You plant the trees so you'll never sit in the shade of those trees, or however that saying goes. You make the world better, even though you'll never experience that better world. Again, this is a boomer thing that happened, right? They were like, this world was meant for me. This is my world. I'm going to make it so it makes me happy, and then I'm going to destroy it on my way out. We can't do that. Look, I know it's difficult. It's much harder than it was in the boomer times, right? Because they had prosperity, they had opportunity, they could do anything really and buy a house. They screwed us. They really, really did. But you can't fucking just roll over and die and being like, well, I'm going to do exactly the same thing as those assholes did. That's what I'm just going to end it too, right? I'm just going to end it too, right? They won. They beat me. No. You fucking have kids anyway and then shove it in their face. Every time they give you fucking advice or tell you how to raise your kids, be like, fuck you. You were a bad parent. You were a bad parent, and really make them hurt. Really make them hurt. Because they never want to think they're bad parents. They just don't care. They honestly don't care. They were thinking about themselves. They were thinking about what made them happy, what made their lives full. They didn't give a shit about you. You were an ornament on their mantle of success. Do not roll over and die because someone else made your life hard.
Looking at American adults, found that 57% of those who say they're unlikely to ever have kids report the main reason being they just don't want to. Andrea Williams, a woman in her 20s, gave her experience with choosing to go child-free and said that at first it was unfathomable not to have children. But the more I thought about it, I actually couldn't come up with a reason why I wanted them other than I just thought that that was what I was supposed to do. I also want to note here before moving into some of the solutions. Dan
Stott says they want you to end your bloodline by saying you can't afford kids. Exactly. That's exactly what they want. Look, they don't want you here. They don't want you here. And the best way to do that is to put you into poverty, right? So you can't afford kids. And they do make it difficult, right? But you know what it's not? For some reason, Africa, the poorest continent in the world, is having tons of kids. No problem for them. They're not having quality people, don't get me wrong. But they are reproducing. So what? Is that what it's not like there's going to be a million Africans around. All right. If the Western countries and the Eastern countries go through some like slow demographic demise It's not like in 1,000 years there's just going to be African people running around. No, that's not how it works. There might be a few, but like not billions of them. No, there's going to, when everybody who has a job dies off, they will die off too. They can't even farm. You can't farm. You don't know how to farm. You can't farm? You don't have put a seed in the ground. You water it once in a while? You can't do that?
To this problem. I don't endorse pressuring women into feeling that they need to have children. I'm just all for building a system that's...
My dad has tiny balls. Kids are cheap, but wives are expensive. Yes, I'm well aware of that.
supports women who do want kids to feel that they're actually capable of doing...
Wives are expensive, dude. Wives are the most expensive. They will spend, they will spend money.
So, but to dive deeper into...
God, I would have so much fucking money, dude. But like, what would I do with it? It would just be in a bank account. I just don't know it would just be there. I'd probably figure something out.
Why women just straight up don't want kids or find themselves being one and done. Research has consistently shown that motherhood is just not very appealing and is definitely less appealing than fatherhood. So I just turned 30 last month. Yikes. But I actually do feel really good about it. I'm excited for a new decade. And also last year...
You should not be excited. You should not be excited. That's going to be a rough decade, sis. That's going to be a rough decade for you. Look, being a girl in your 20s, and you honestly don't look too bad, right? You know how to do your hair. I imagine you had some makeup skills that you didn't employ today. Your 30s aren't going to be like that. They're going to be harsh. They're going to be, look, I know you saw Sex in the City or some bullshit like that. That makes you think your 30s are going to be like wonderful and you're going to find a handsome rich man and stuff like that. That will not happen. I guarantee you that won't happen. It is going to be so harsh. It is going to be so harsh on you. I promise you, it'll be hard.
I started a skincare routine to help maintain the health of my skin and feel my age. And by far, my favorite products have been from Typology, who is today's sponsor.
I don't care about Typology. I don't care.
It always comes down to the patriarchy, doesn't it? Because as it turns out, the decades and...
My dad has tiny balls, says, I'm taking my DNA and going home. No spunk left behind in this world after I die. Ending the cycle of my DNA reborn suffering. Haha. So you're just going to be buried in a coffin filled with jizz. It's respectable, you know. It's a Liberace, you know, Prince kind of way. Does it harden? It'll be like lucite, you know, like being encased in some sort of resin. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Good luck to you, sir, though.
Decades of women being left.
It doesn't matter if a man dies without having kids. It doesn't. It does not at all. 80% of men who ever lived on this planet did not reproduce. 80%. 8 out of 10 guys that lived on this planet did not reproduce. It would change in the last 100 years or so because we kind of we had a stable enough society where you know, we could all pair off. And honestly, there's positives to that, but there's also negatives to that. That also means that a lot of ugly people got here that really shouldn't have been here. But before all that, most family structures were one guy that killed off a lot of other guys and then took their women and then got them knocked up. So it really doesn't matter if a man doesn't have kids. It's the women that need to have kids, right?
Behind in the home to carry the entirety of the mental and emotional load of parenthood hasn't boded well for birth rates. This version of motherhood...
Dan Snot says, come solo. You like it. Yeah.
labels patriarchal motherhood is one of a system that values an oppressed mother. One where the unconscious...
She got a beer in her hand. You could be a beer mom. You could be a beer mom. Look, being a mom it doesn't come with a manual. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty. You can do whatever. You could drink all day. I grew up with a lot of people I knew that their moms were fucking alcoholics. No one cares. No one gives a shit. You're just an alcoholic. Your mom is an alcoholic. All right? Anybody else? Did anybody? My mom was an alcoholic. But like, did you guys have moms that were alcoholics? It's kind of common. It was kind of common. Huh? You could do that. No one's saying you can't be a bad mom, but you have to be a mom. It's kind of your job.
Disagreement is that mothers are inherently better at parenting because it comes naturally to them, and that becoming a mother is the most significant part of a woman's life.
Look, we get it. You're getting all dry and dusty, and no one wants you anymore. I mean, you hit 30, gal. Hopefully you have a boyfriend at least that's like a good enough guy not to bail, but like, you're 30. You're 30.
The entirety of said responsibility is meant to fall on the shoulders of one singular person, the mother. And because of this idea...
What are you talking? I'm a dad. I father my kids. We went to the skate park today. I had a good time. No one's saying you have to be a single mom. No one is... Again with the manual thing. No one is saying you have to do it by yourself, stupid. Get somebody who wants to be a father. No one is saying you completely have to do it by yourself. You know how much shit I do around here? It's a lot. It's a lot. Sure, Jess does a lot too. She does like the cooking. She does the diapers and the cooking, and she does a lot of it. She does a lot. I'm not going to lie. But every once in a while, things have to be carried around. And I do that.
Theology, which is seen around the world, mind you, women statistically are disproportionately burdened by childbearing compared.
Burdened. God, you fucking suck. You suck, lady. You suck. Oh my God, you suck. But you don't know. You don't have kids, right? So you're like, oh, it's a burden. It's not a burden, dude. You're a burden. You don't realize how much men have done to get you this far in society. Did you flush your toilet today? Did you turn on your lights? I don't think you're doing a lot of plumbing or electrical work, are you? Do you have chicks coming in and doing that? Be real, okay? Hold up your end of the deal. Hold up your end of the deal. We give you lights and a TV and fucking like a dishwasher and like there's a building you're sitting in and shit like that. And you're like, oh, raising children is a burden. Really? Really? All this shit around you just appeared? Really? No. We held up our end of the bargain. You do the same. This is your job. This is the thing that you can do. We understand you can't do, well, Feral Pigeon does electrical work. I'll give her that. But like that's not common. We built society so you could be comfortable. We wanted you comfortable so you could raise children to continue society. Now that you're comfortable, you're all like, I don't want to raise children because I'm comfortable. Get the fuck out of here. Get the absolute fuck out of here. Lazy, entitled cunt. Get the absolute fuck out of here.
Compared to men, even in the modern day.
Something I struggle with so much in this season of motherhood.
Freeside says, makes me fucking furious. Exactly. You know what? When we come of age, when men come of age, we're constantly getting barked at to get to fucking work. Get your ass to work, you pile of shit. You're useless to everyone. You suck, right? We're constantly Constantly getting barked at to fucking get to work. We don't get to fucking like, I'm on my period. We don't get to fucking laze around and shit like that and constantly talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. We have shit to do. And we do it. We do it. You do the same. You do the same. Honestly, the birth control pill and all these contraceptive drugs have done nothing but ruin society. I understand that testosterone has taken a dive in Western societies. And look, that's also a huge problem and nobody knows what it is. But you can still get pregnant, right? You still have that ability. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. Can you believe the audacity? Do you feel it? Do you feel the audacity? Like your parents brought you up. And I'm not saying they were great. They probably sucked, honestly. I get that, right? A lot of boomer parents sucked. A lot of them did. Probably most of them did. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's your turn. You do it. You do it. You want to suck? You can suck. If you don't want to suck, you can do that too. But you can't just be like, I don't feel like it. No, that wasn't part of the deal. You weren't given the decision to do that until all this modern technology. Again, men's fault for doing that. I guess it's on us. I fucking can't stand this shit, dude. I can't stand this shit. It's seriously so frustrating because they constantly think they have all these rights. Like they were just naturally imbued with all these rights. Like all this reality that they were born into is just there. And no matter what, it's always going to continue to be there. And so why would they have to burden their pretty little heads with any sort of responsibility? The short-sightedness gets me too.
Is the early years. I have a 4-year-old, a almost 2-year-old, and a newborn. Is how much I am needed all the time. It is so frustrating. It is so.
You know what's better is not ever being needed ever. Ever.
Debilitating to almost feel like you are not your own person and like you don't matter.
Where's the father, by the way? Where is the father?
Your needs don't matter. Like, we all know that you can't pour from an empty cup. But if you're a mom, especially with young children, you are literally not only required to pour from an empty cup, there's no other way around it. There's no way your cup is full. There's even if you.
Oh, you know what she reminds me of? A fucking child. She reminds me of a child. They're constantly needy. They're constantly like, oh, I can't do it. You have to do it for me. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm going to spill everywhere. Oh, no. Yeah, you're a child. That's what you are. You're a big child. You're a big, tall child. If you're cool with that, then you're cool with that. But I mean, like, come on, dude. You're just acting like a child. You're just an adult child. And that's what women are. They're adult children. Not all of them. Not always. But this one definitely. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Pour the juice. My God. You have to put in a DVD? Oh, no. You have to put on the Netflix until the kids watch little things, right? And play with blocks in your pajamas? Wow, it must suck. It must really suck. You know, you should be a Highline man hanging out of a helicopter dealing with high voltage and shit like that. One wrong move, you're dead. You're just a fucking crisp. That's it. You fall to your death. That's it. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. If you fall to your death, you know what? They take the helicopter back, be like, yeah, Doug died. And they're like, okay, we're going to redo some policy. Okay, we'll figure it out. That's it. That is it. That's it. You don't like
try to fill your cup. Doesn't even get close. So you're not only required to pour from an empty cup to everybody, to every single one of your children, to your husband. You're also supposed to do it with a smile on your face all the time.
Research has consistently shown that
you don't have to do it with a smile on your face, but we definitely prefer that.
Parenting takes more of a toll on mothers. While studies have shown that fathers are taking on more of a parenting role with their children than in previous years and can experience stress and isolation, multiple studies have shown the acute time pressures on mothers,
okay, stress and isolation is a man's life. A man's life is nothing but stress and isolation. Right? That's what a man's life is. A man's life is stress, and then you're alone, which is nice, and then it's stress again. So it's stress, isolation, and then stress. That's the game loop. What else is there? Because if I go out and like see family and friends and stuff like that, I'm like, I want to isolate from this. I don't want to do this. I want to isolate before I have to go back into the stress factory. Can I do that?
Particularly when it comes to the mental load. For instance, a 2022 Statistics Canada report estimated that women consistently take on a larger share of the unpaid household work.
Unpaid household work. You don't do your own laundry? You don't do your own laundry. You don't do the dish. Let's say no kids, no husband, nothing like that. You go home. It's filthy in there. You're not doing your fucking chores because you're not getting paid for it. You're not getting paid. No, I didn't fucking shower today because no one was going to pay me for it. Okay.
Including childcare. Other studies have shown that mothers are emotionally exhausted and burnt out.
I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out from this video, from this fucking attitude, from this point of view. This is exhausting for me. This is the shit that burns me out. This is the stuff that I'm constantly angry about, right? And I don't need to be angry about it, but it's my hobby. I'm angry as a hobby. It's fun for me. It's stimulating, right? Maybe it's some sort of disorder. I'm sure it is. But this is what I do. I see stuff like this, and I think of all the problems that you're causing by this stupid point of view. And then I tell you people about it. Sometimes you give me money, sometimes you don't. Sometimes I genuinely think I worry you. Sometimes I genuinely think that you're like, is John okay?
I was just listening to a podcast about the falling birth rates, and they were talking about why people are choosing not to have kids or why they're just having fewer kids. And a couple of things came up that I think we're all very familiar with, right? The rising cost of childcare, the fact that people can't afford housing, grocery prices, all of those things. And they also talked about like social media and the fact that just a lot of people aren't getting married or dating anymore. But I think they missed out on one key component that I actually think is a major.
Despite, here's another video with a $5. Thanks, dude. Sure. Here, try this. He's just trying to give me like. John seems stressed. John seems more stressed than usual. Am I? Am I more stressed than usual?
Ate a bug. Michael ate a bug. Michael ate a bug. We watched him eat a bug.
It was good. And it tasted like rice.
A little bit of ketchup next time would be nice.
But I'm worried. There won't be a next time.
I'm feeling kind of sick. I'm forgetting how to rap.
Michael ate a bug. Michael ate a bug. Michael ate a bug. He was a chubby little bug.
This song's a bop that I just can't stop. But the bug hit my blood and I think I might drop.
Don't stop.
It's blurry.
Okay.
I think we should hurry. My tummy's kind of gummy from this yummy bug slurry.
Michael ate a bug. I said Michael ate a bug.
Michael ate a bug. It was a neon orange bug. It was green. No. And covered in hair. It had 7 tiny legs and a big bug stare. So I put it in my mouth and it started heading.
We have a patient who's swallowed a poisonous insect.
He's 180 or 120. Let's get him on a monitor and start forward. We need to stabilize him before we transfer him.
All right, let's intubate him.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Minister activated Tarkle, initiate gastric lavage.
It'll be okay. Sorry, boys. There's a chance he might not survive.
Really?
Okay. It worked. Look at me, I'm cheery again. That guy died from eating a bug, which you shouldn't do. You shouldn't eat bugs. You shouldn't eat slugs or anything like that. Don't eat things for a bet. Frozen. You shouldn't do that, Frozen. It's just going to get worse and worse. And I'm there doing it too because I'm part of the group. Part of it. I'm bad too. Don't do that.
Factor for a lot of women who are just choosing not to have children with men.
My dad has tiny balls. Says bitches keep talking about childcare costs. LOL, all the cost comes from y'all, not the child. Right, you could watch the kid. Right? Oh no, I want to go to my job where I do things. I move stuff on a desk. Oh, look at this. No, you don't need to go to a job. You need to stay at home. Oh, but we don't make enough money to stay at home. Yeah, you do. You do. Your husband makes plenty of money to stay at home. You don't want to live that life, though. You don't want to live the life where your husband can afford. No, you want to have like a bigger house and like 2 nice cars and 2 insurance payments. And you want to go on vacations and stuff like that. And so to do that, you need to spend $30,000 a year to put your kid in childcare, even though you only make $50,000 a year. So it's like kind of balances out after taxes. After taxes, it kind of balances out. So you're just wasting your fucking time. Just wasting your time. And let's say you make $100,000, you spend 30, and then great, you have another, $70,000, whatever taxes are taken out of that. You got a little bit of extra money. Okay, great. So you get a big house and then you spend all that money. And you have granite countertops while your kid fights for his life at a fucking shitty daycare. Maybe it's a nice daycare. It doesn't matter. He don't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. You want to be at work. You don't want to have to deal with your kid. You want to have this big boss bitch lifestyle. And because the movies told you that that's what you wanted, but it's not really. It's not, right? How many fucking chicks have I seen go to med school only to get out at 30 years old and be like, I realized I didn't want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But now I have $500,000 in student debt and my hands are kind of tied, My hands are kind of tied.
And that is the unequal division of labor between men and women, specifically when they have children. Because here's the thing, so many women will tell you, I had a great husband, I had a great career, I had a great life, and then I had kids. And then things became so unfair. I did all of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry. I took care of the dog, I took care of the kids. I did all of the overnights, all the time.
Oh my God, I did 4 hours of work. If that. 4 hours of work total. And the rest of the day you went to the park with your kids and you talked with other moms and shit like that. And you laughed and joked and talked about bullshit. So it's maybe 4, possibly 3. But that might even be a stretch. It really doesn't take that long to clean a house. It doesn't take that long to walk a dog. It doesn't take that long to cook a couple meals. You gotta be fucking kidding me, lady. You gotta be kidding me.
I made every school lunch. I went to every school event. And my husband...
Oh no. You went to school. You made lunches? You threw Lunchables into a fucking bag with a juice box? The horror. The absolute horror. Did you write a little note? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. That sounds really hard. Oh, no. You want to get on the helicopter and deal with high voltage lines for fucking 12 hours a day? You want to do that? So you can have your granite countertops? So you get a nice ring? Do you want to do that? Or do you want to fucking throw a juice box into a bag and say, fuck off, kids, I'll see you at 3? It really doesn't seem that hard. Come on, dude. That's not that difficult, dude. Come on.
Just went to work. And he was considered a good dad, and I was considered an okay mom. And every time I brought it up, people dismissed me.
Because you're complaining. Because you're complaining. Stop complaining. Stop fucking complaining. Stop fucking complaining. That's what happens. Stop fucking complaining.
And this is why we've seen such a push for authentic motherhood on social media over the past decade. Because previously, mothers have been forced to suffer in silence unless they want to be told that they're bad moms for complaining. And while I think that
Stop complaining. Oh my God, stop complaining. Dude, stop complaining. Okay? Look, people know that people will know if you're a bad mom or not. That has nothing to do with you complaining. That's why they disregard you when you complain. Because stop it. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Please stop complaining. Shut up. Shut up and do your job. What if a man came home working in a fucking sewer, scraping shit off the walls all day, scraping shit off the walls. There's shit everywhere. That's his job. Just scrape shit off the walls all day, every day. And he comes home and he's all like, and his wife's all like, hey, honey, how's your day? And he's like, it's kind of rough. There's a lot of corn today. And she'd be like, well, guess what? I had to put a juice box in a bag. So it's not all roses over here. And then I watched daytime TV for 7 hours. And then the kids came home and I was a little drunk. So I was like, oh no. And then I called my friend and I complained for 3 more hours. You want that day? Do you want that day? I don't think so.
There's a thin line between sharing authentically about how hard motherhood is and bashing your kids and motherhood as a whole. I really believe that the movement is a net positive because it lifts the veil of this picturesque image of motherhood.
Buy fertility garments with the Sulk logo here. Ishtar. Okay, I'll see what you're talking about. Okay. What is this? Oh, no, this is just mine. That's mine. Wait, what is that? Oh, you're doing that from my account. Okay. Yeah.
That we saw in the 1960s housewife. That and finding out that most of those housewives were prescribed sedative drugs like Valium.
Christian says, my wife loves my Sulkstream hoodie. It's my man lingerie. She's probably not a fan of the show, though. Don't show her the show. Don't tell her about the show. Tell her like we were talking about World War II or something, or the Roman Empire, or something that would be very boring for her. Right? Tell her that. Don't tell her what we actually talk about here. I don't think she'll get it. And yeah, I understand there is a lot of women that watch this show. I don't know why. I can't fucking tell you why. I constantly bash on them. Constantly. But But then maybe that's just what they like. I don't know. I guess.
To get through the pressures of being a perfect housewife. The point being,
My dad has tiny balls. Says, tell her, bring her. Yeah, okay. Honestly, do that. Because, like, I want to ruin your marriage. She's like, this is what you watch? I know you play games with this person, because we do. Me and Christian there, we play games a lot. We do. And then she'll be like, I don't want you hanging out with this guy anymore. And, like, I'll understand.
women have been burdened by being the default.
I'll understand. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll be like, yeah. Well, that's, yep. So don't tell her about the show. Don't let her know. This is what we talk about. This is like the No Ma'am Club from Married with Children. Except there's a lot of chicks in here for some reason. I don't get it. Every mod I have is a woman.
Parent for too long.
Every mod
so
I
don't want
have
to
is
make
a
that
woman.
sacrifice anymore. And it's gotten to the point where now we're seeing that men are actually wanting children more than women these days. Just over 1/5 of childless women aged 18 to 34, recently polled by Pew Research Center, said that they don't ever want to be parents, compared to the 15% of men. Conversely, 57% of men said that they'd want children someday, versus 45% of women. And like I said,
Christian says she knows and just hopes I'll be a good influence on you. Then she's a fool. Then you married a fool. And tell her I told you that, right? Tell her that. Tell her that is a futile idea. That's never going to happen. You make me worse.
this is something that we see around the world as the traditional mother role runs so deeply in many cultures. South Korea being one of the more glaring examples, where it has the lowest fertility rate in the world, just 0.2 in 2023. It's also a country where women do nearly 3 hours more of house.
Are South Korean chicks good looking? Are they? I don't like Japanese chicks are like, I'm not typically into Asians. I think Japanese girls would be better looking than South Korean chicks, but I don't know. Does somebody in this chat have a particular fetish towards that? And can you tell me what you prefer between South Korean and Japanese? I would assume Japanese women, right? Not Chinese. No one's saying Chinese.
Household chores a day than men do. And in comparison, we see in Sweden, they have only a 1 hour difference.
Freeside says, are the women even here tonight? No, I don't think they are. Carrie was here. But I don't see Renee's. I don't see Cookie. I don't see No, they're probably out getting their holes pounded. That's what I assume they do in their off time.
It's between women's household chores.
I don't know what women do.
Compared to men. And their fertility rates are significantly higher. Who would have thought that men helping out around the
just
home...
a good old Friday night sniz smashing, that's just, chicks, that's what you do.
would raise fertility rates. But the other side of this patriarchal coin is that choosing your career over becoming a stay-at-home mother doesn't necessarily lighten the load. It just changes the shape of it. Because even if both you and your husband work full-time jobs, the mother is still statistically taking on more of the mental load of parenthood.
If you were wondering...
The mental load. Is it really complicated?
How you're meant to work a 9 to 5, but do an 8:30 drop-off, a 3:30 pickup. Also,
you're not.
Meal prep, laundry, cleaning, maintain a social life, start a side hustle,
You don't need a social life either.
and have some semblance of sanity.
No, you listed a bunch of things that you did not need to do. You don't need a side hustle. You don't need a social life. You don't need a job. You don't need, and then the rest of it was like laundry and cooking. That's it. Shut the fuck up.
Still, me too.
On top of that, working mothers...
Me too. You know how much time these women spend on Twitter or like Instagram or some shit like that? Do you know? It's a lot. I see. If you guys ever want to know how much time these women spend on Twitter, pop on over to Mom Twitter. It is a specific sect, let's call it, of Twitter. And it is vile. It is a vile den of vitriol and toxicity. It is nothing but high school politics of she said, and just constant down talking of other people. They form their cliques, they really do, and they will die for their clique sisters. But boy, on the whole, they despise each other. Absolutely. No one can get along. No one can agree on anything. On little topics that don't matter. Like how much a vagina weighs. I don't really know. I don't go there. But you get the picture. You get the point of what I'm saying. It is a whirlwind of nonsense. Pointless, time-wasting nonsense. Is there a dad Twitter? I'd like to pop on over there. I'd like to pop on over to dad Twitter and be like, hi, everybody. I'm also a dad. They'd be like, we're dads too. And that would be it. That would be the end of the conversation for everybody involved. Social Observer with a 20. Thank you so much, sir. How you doing, bud? He comes up. That's good, man. That's good. Thank you for the 20. I really appreciate that. If this streaming shit doesn't pan out, you can literally pan for gold. Okay, he's got a thing. Oh, it's panning. It's panning out. Social, have you seen? Wait, where'd he go? It was the panning gold thing. Where'd he go? Oh, it was over here. And look, Social, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this as a form of therapy. Because otherwise I'd just be screaming at my wife and kids. That's what I would be doing. I'd be screaming at my wife and kids. And they wouldn't really understand. They wouldn't get it. I assume you guys do. But like if I scream about like social and political topics to my kids, like they're like 4 years old, they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. And then I'm just wasting my breath. Just wasting my breath. At least you guys have some semblance of understanding, I would assume. But I could be out there doing this, pouring black dirt into a spiral. And you know what? I'd be happy. This is a nice life. And I would honestly, my blood pressure would be a lot better. I'd be out in nature and stuff. Social, I'll think about it. I appreciate it. Oh, you gave another $2. Cathartic love for the game. I got you. I know you do, bud. I know you understand.
Face what's known
I
as
knew
the
you would
motherhood
understand.
Penalty.
Because you're a man.
A financial hit that can be substantial. In fact, mothers experience a 60% drop in income in the decade after their first child is born compared to men. And some argue that parenthood is one of the biggest contributors to the gender pay gap, since women, even those who aren't planning on having children, are often perceived by employers as potential mothers, and their roles and career trajectories are adjusted accordingly. What has been...
Now, potential mothers, do you mean like, ma'am? There's a black couch right there. You look like you could be a potential mother. Then I have a position for you. It's called doggy style. And it's not long term. But, I don't know. That's where the joke was going. That's where the joke was going. You're going to get fucked at the office.
Been the hardest double standard you guys feel like you've had to overcome together?
Children, always children. We'll have investors ask us all the time, well, what happens when you two go have babies? And I remember one time like crying about that. I called my mom and she was like, get up or get
crying. Wow, you sound like you're really tough. You're really tough in the business world. Some guy asks a question, you burst into tears. Wow. I want to invest in that company. I want to invest in a company where I ask a question to somebody and then they just explode into a mountain of tears. Just yeah, that means you must get a lot of shit done. You must be really hitting it, right? You must be really hitting it. I asked a question and you started bawling.
Get out the game, sis. I was like, damn. But I think just like the assumption that, you know, in your career, if you're a woman and if an investor puts in money and you're going to be around for 10 years, that you're going to have kids and then you're going to fuck off.
And so it's no wonder we have.
That's a good assumption. There's a reason why these people became investors and like are rich enough to do that. It's because they've seen that happen time and time again. But it's probably not going to happen now. You're just going to die alone. Congrats.
We have people like Chapel Roan talking on podcasts about how she doesn't want kids because she doesn't see anyone in her life with children that's actually enjoying their life. Not because there aren't moms out there who...
I enjoy my life. The only thing is, I'm pissed off about everybody else. It's not my life I have a problem with. Everybody else. Look, I'm trying to raise kids to be men and like have a good fruitful life themselves and be able to like establish a career and have some sort of like reason for existence, you know, actually have a good life in general. And then I look out at everybody else and I'm like, you guys are fucking this up. You guys are really fucking this up. You guys are screwing us over. Right? You're screwing all my plans over. It's not my situation that's the problem. It's society in general. So I get down on my computer and I fire up my OBS and I'm like, this is what I'm going to yell about tonight. Maybe I'll fix it this way because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. Does anybody have a suggestion? What else should I do? My dad has tiny balls says, everyone dies alone, John. Unless you plan on killing family at the same time. No, I'm fine dying alone. I will die alone like a cat, dude. I'll get injured by a coyote in some like extreme fight and then I'll crawl under the deck and I'll die there. That's fine by me. Honestly, it sounds kind of peaceful. You know what I want my death to be? And I watch videos about this a lot. I want to die in a cave where it's dark and quiet and I'm alone. That's where I want to die. I want to get trapped in a cave and just have a moment of peace before I fucking pass into the ether. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's all I want. It's just one final moment where I don't have to think about anything. There's nothing I have to do. That's it. I don't have like sensory input. There's no light. There's no sound going into my ears. Nothing like that. Just a complete blankness. And then I just drift off. It sounds so goddamn comfortable. That's, I'm just, and you guys might be thinking, John, that's insanely psychotic. You sound depressed. That's not a new development. Social Observer for $2 says, imagine voting your way out of communism when women are allowed to vote. We've already decided. We've already landed that it was a bad idea. Not by us, but by people in the past. And you know what? I get it. I get it back then. Because women, they complained. And back then, women weren't like they are now. They would just be, you know, they would do more of what you told them to do. Now they don't. Now they're really causing issues. So we got to reset the whole thing.
enjoy motherhood, but because for a lot of women, the struggle is real. And if the only version of motherhood that Gen Z sees is either an exhausted momfluencer venting about how hard life is, or a trad wife acting like they've been lobotomized to get through their day with a smile.
I was thinking about lobotomizing Jess. What do you think? Is that a yes? Should I lobotomize my wife? Just drooling, cracking eggs into a pan and stuff like that. I don't really see what the difference would be.
As would be in line with the 60s housewife they're trying to cosplay.
Hey, honey. Oh, you're looking great today. Oh, you're so funny. I'm still faking it.
Then it's no wonder women are hesitant to
That's what I do. I'm still like, wow, your opinions are so interesting, wife.
have kids.
Tell me about your dream again. Fantastic. She's a great wife. I'm just having a good time. That's a nice life.
So in response to women rebelling against
Okay.
patriarchy and choosing to go childless, it seems governments are trying to remediate this problem by coming up with often the least helpful solutions. Recently, as mentioned, we
Don't fucking text me when you're fucking in the chat.
the U.S. government suggesting a $5,000 bonus for every baby a woman
Fine, I'll
has.
look,
And
I'll
it was
look.
honestly quite offensive. In a country where giving birth in a hospital without complications, without surgeries, costs a minimum of $10,000 without insurance, $5,000 is a slap in the face.
The current
She's right about that. 5K is a slap in the face. So 5K is not going to get you anywhere.
administration having an issue with the declining birth rate in this country and offering
My dad at Sunny Ball says the pussy spell over men being broken is more exciting than people noticing. Even though, I can't say that. Women are just more insufferable. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing. The pussy spell is being broken because pornography is ubiquitous. Right? Trust me, I'm no, like, pornography is bad for society in general. But it's making men less reliant. Maybe that's not accurate. I know when sex bots come out, then it will be a completely different world because, what's the point of like doing what a woman wants you to do if you could just have sex with a robot? But maybe it's the same way. I would love to see a study or something like that. But here's another thing. I don't trust studies. I don't. I see shit on X and stuff like, oh, study confirms that women are better at hunting than men. What fucking study was that? What study? Show me the metrics of that study. You can't just give me a headline and then say nothing else. And then we do. Like, look at this study. It says nothing about that. It's about how cornflakes are good in the morning. What are you talking about? That's a lie. You're just lying. Which is most studies. Most studies are lies. It's lies or bias. Time after time after time. So every time I see study says, I immediately disregard the next sentence. It just does not enter my brain. I mean, it might, because I'll figure out a way to make fun of it. But like, I don't believe any of that shit. I don't believe any of that garbage. Every time scientists say, or 9 out of 10 dentists, or blah, 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 or who recently discovered, suck my ass dick. Suck it all. Suck everything below my belt. Because that's bullshit.
$5,000 to women, mind you, a one-time payment of $5,000 to women to pop out kids, or like for them to pop out kids as an incentive, is evil. And I happily will contribute to the declining birth rate in this country.
And as a Canadian,
Well, what are we going to do when there's a gigantic eyebrow shortage? What are we going to do for eyebrows? Oh, no.
Canadian who has public health care, it's always crazy when I'm reminded that women have to pay to give birth. Like the fact that you have to budget that into your life, whether you can afford.
I pay. My wife has not spent a dime since we've met. I pay for everything.
Or to have another kid based on the hospital bills.
What the fuck are you talking? Then you have a shit man. I'm sorry you do. I pay for everything. I pay. Women have to pay? No, they don't. No, they don't.
Insanity. But this is the other thing that infuriates me, which is that it really took the risk of an economic collapse for rich politicians to give mothers the time of day and a bare minimum offer of support. As said here, the $5,000 baby bonus idea felt like a symbolic gesture in the face of a sinking reality.
Come on, have a baby. Come on. You want a rice cake? It's all yours. Start popping them out. Will this change your mind? And this gonna both of them?
She looks like a... Oh, YouTube. Can I tell? Yeah. She looks like those turn-of-the-century dolls. You like... The ones that are like okay to cut the hair on.
But a baby bonus is hardly a new concept in the world of falling birth rates. It's just extra offensive in a country where
My dad is signing balls and says, and John, porn didn't break the pussy spell. Them being entitled, fat, tatted whores did. They can't cook or clean and don't raise kids. That ended the spell. I'm not saying that didn't contribute.
where there's no maternity leave, no public health care, no affordable child care, and a cost of living crisis. And on that note, I won't be...
Art and Sherry says these women are acting like Genghis Khan is out there raping them. Bitch, you also open your legs and participate. The victimhood card is strong with women. You know why? You know why? You know why? It's accountability. Watch out. Watch out for that accountability. Watch out. Can't dodge a rapist to save their lives. But accountability... Oh, accountability, you'll never find them. For some reason, all these chicks get raped night and day, all the time. But accountability will never find them. Amazing. That is amazing. That's a wow. You've never been responsible for everything, but somehow you're just a rape bait. I think you think you're a lot prettier than you are. Come on. Really? Come on, dude. I feel like I say that a lot. I'm just like, come. It's so tiresome. It's so tiresome. Got raped on my way to work today. No, it's not my fault. That's it. It's not my fault I'm late. Got raped again. Okay. You get raped a lot. Wow. You're really bad at not getting raped. Do you go to a place that it happens a lot? Just stay out of that place. Right? Is there like a specific alley that you have to go at a certain time? They all just come out of the... Like, how? And how do you dodge accountability so flawlessly all the time? Do you want to get raped? Is that... Because that's kind of what it sounds like. You know... Bad things happen to all of us. Sure, yeah, they do. They really do. They really do. but like not at that scale. It's like, oh man, did you hear about Jason? Yeah, he broke his arm. That's crazy. That sucks, right? But if there was a bunch of dudes walking around with broken arms, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening here? What the fuck is going on? You guys can't seem to not break your arms? Is there like a skateboard convention in town? What's going on here?
Getting into the
Despite what you've heard, I assume he's got another video. Let's see what it is. Let's see what he's got. Everyone's got broken arms. What the hell happened? And then I like look at their arms. I'm like, this shit ain't broken. This is, you just have it in a sling. It's broken. Okay.
All these men hungry.
Okay.
I've never had sex, but I have simulated it perfectly.
I am looking for a 5'4", feisty Puerto Rican man. He looks like this, and he stole my moped.
Something you should know about me is, well, I am on the spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum. I swear to God, I can vibrate.
Red flags about me. Let me think. I don't do the dishes. I was acquitted in the murder trial of a choir boy. And
that's not good news.
Oh, I always order the chicken strips.
If you are looking to date
I get the chicken strips. The chicken strips are fucking okay. Okay, the choir boy thing, but the chicken strips.
Semi-professional card thrower. I'm basically Gambit.
Cool.
But with gout.
I have a tattoo on the back of my balls that says Mom.
I haven't spoken to a professional.
I got a tattoo on my arm that says, I always forget about this tattoo. It's actually a biscuit with legs. It's a biscuit. See, it's a biscuit. It's got butter on it. It's got legs.
Not yet, but I'm certain at some point I will stop.
Yeah, I got a tattoo.
Shrinking.
Inside me, there are two wolves. A wolf who is deathly allergic to shellfish, and a wolf who loves a good paella.
I do need a vibrator to come. It needs to be placed right on my forehead.
I have been on many adventures. Once in the Amazon, I met a completely untouched tribe. I sneezed on the shaman.
If you're a churchgoer, I'm not allowed.
Just a fun fact about me. I was accidentally circumcised in a drum solo.
What do I do for fun? I like
circumcision is an entire new thing, and like I could do an episode on circumcision. There's a lot of things I could say about circumcision, but I won't, because it makes my skin crawl. I couldn't do the episode. I absolutely could not do the episode. I just couldn't do it. It makes my skin absolutely crawl.
Digging. Once I dug so deep, I hit lava.
I am the type of guy who rushes into battle. No plans, just ready for war. I charge right in there and I step on a landmine. And I say, oh my God. I think I just stepped on a landmine. There's Charlies all around us. They're in the goddamn trees. You get yourself out of here. You get back to your family. I'm done for, damn it. You get yourself out of here.
Freeside says, where's my foreskin? They did not have my consent. Me too. My parents took my foreskin. I was like, why? Why did you do that? I'm still pretty bitter about it. My kids have their foreskins. I gave them the gift of their foreskins. You get to have your foreskin. I'm not going to take it away so it gets put into some old lady's face cream. No, that's your foreskin. That's your gift, right? I'm not starting a college fund for you. You have your foreskin. Consider yourself lucky.
I deserve this. I deserve this for what I did. For what me and Bravo Company did in High Fong to those families. For what we did to those children.
Our parents had to consent for them to take our tips, right? Yes, they did. They did do that. They're like, why? Why did you do that? Why? My son and future sons are fully intact. Nice. See? Mine too. Fuck. They're not even going to realize what a gift that is. I mean, like, one day I'm going to, actually, I probably won't. No. Probably never have to explain it to them. Never. I might have to explain it. I'll be like, yeah, they got me. They got me. Sorry, I was just a little baby. I couldn't fight back or nothing. I would have stabbed a nurse in the neck, though. If I had the wherewithal and the ability to be like, "You're doing what to me?" I would have grabbed a scalpel and just started, yeah, blood all over the baby, which is me, and I'm like, ah! But I couldn't because I was just a little baby.
Primed and eat you out. I'm actually not.
But it's cleaner. Fuck off now. I hate God. It's not cleaner. That's nonsense.
Small. The stuff here is just really big.
Growing up, my father...
Freeside says, the covenant of Abraham was fulfilled through Christ. Circumcisions are no longer necessary. Sure, I get that. But, like, besides the point, yeah, but they still wanted him, right? They wanted him. They wanted those valuable foreskins. They wanted millions of foreskins. And then they got him. They told our parents that this is what you should do, and they took him. They just took my foreskin. When I found out, I was pissed. I was mad, dude. Like, you did what to me? You did what? I was mad.
Would never allow us to whisper. But now that he's dead, I can whisper as much as I want.
I'm looking for a woman who's bad with birds. I have too many birds, and I need them thinned out. I don't have the heart to do it myself.
Ladies, I bet I can
weird.
charm
This is a
you
weird group.
without even saying a word.
I was acquitted in the murder trial of the choir boy.
I have a tattoo on the back of my balls. I have a tattoo. All right.
Okay, I bet the outtakes were pretty funny. I bet the outtakes were real funny, guys.
Cost of babies in this video, because while it does play a big part in the decision to have kids, I did do a whole video on that about how millennials can't afford children, and I can link that below. But most developed countries have been struggling with sharp birth declines, and they've had baby bonuses for years trying to combat it. Finland pioneered the idea back in 1938 when the Nordic country started to offer low-income mothers the choice of either a cash benefit.
Somebody want to do a roll just so I can make it even 50 tonight? Anybody want to do a roll? It's not necessary, but it's an option. Not that big of a deal.
Or a box with essential baby items, known as a maternity package. Australia provides new parents with payments of about $1,700 over the first 13 weeks, while Singapore spreads its baby bonus of roughly $8,000 over 6.5 years. Germany provides regular child stipends, about $275 per
Yeah, let's all be like Germany. Germany is fucked, dude.
month, on top of its universal childcare system.
Germany is screwed. All right, I hate it when they point at Germany and be like, "Look what Germany's doing." Germany is fucked. Everybody in Germany is 1,000,000 years old. They have to pay for all their power because they shut down all their nuclear power plants. It's filled with migrants, brown people. It's filled with brown people that just do nothing but, I can't even say, but like, it's bad. They do bad things.
Meanwhile, combines a lump sum of baby.
Germany sucks.
bonus with monthly payments. The other problem with the baby bonus in the US, besides the fact that $5,000 makes no impact in the grand scale of motherhood.
I mean, it was run by Angela Merkel for like forever. And like, she did not like Germany. She did not like Germans. She hated that country.
Is the concern that it could reinforce traditional gender roles during a time of heightened gender inequality and social tensions. This is because they're not addressing the deeper social issues burdening mothers, but encouraging them to have babies.
God, I can't take your fucking... I can't take you anymore. I can't. I'm not dealing with you anymore. You suck. You should be a better mother. Thanks for coming, guys. Have a good weekend. I hope you guys stay strong and do all that shit. All that shit. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. We're going to be doing more Sulk stream. I'm going to be complaining. I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to be mad about it. And I hope you guys are there to support me and carry me through this lifetime. Until then, drink a lot of water, get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves. Because I care about you too. I'll see you guys on Monday. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.